Salvete. Yeah, it's been a while, and apologies for that. And I think I'm just gonna go straight ahead and continue so we can finish up this interesting story. Yes. Mecum susurrans utinam inqui in propatulo monstrum non extare probare possem. Um, so whispering to myself, um, if only I said, uh, I might, um, I might um, prove, I think is the meaning here, that the monster does not exist in an open space. I think that should be maybe understood adverbially, so like not at all, really. Like clearly it does not exist. Uh, this is how I would understand this. Non nescioque inquit meliloque, difficile profecto istud suscipies, quod monstrum nullum hic habitat. Vocem suaviloquam atergo audievam, cito itur me vertens, ad mulierem tam probe monentem parvum genitum pavoris causa edidi. Cum autem eam in media tenebricosa, via aspicrem suavum eius formam voci parem in umbra discernere vix poteram, sed virginem eam juventute ad huc fungi comperi, staturavero proceram, oculi sud nigri igniculi luculentis, capillo longo ac fusco surisit. Yes. And no, said someone I don't like. I don't know which soft-spoken person. So some soft-spoken person said no. It is it is perfecto. Absolutely, it's yeah. It's quite that thing is quite difficult. Should you undertake it? I suppose it's conditional in relation to the fact um, uh, no monster here dwells. And some suave, some well-spoken, some well-spoken voice from my back, behind me, I heard. And quickly then, turning myself toward the woman, so much probe monentem parum. Okay. So she is, I suppose the woman is so probe monentem, warning so well. Is there a meaning I'm missing there with probe? No. I don't quite understand what's being what the author wants to express right here, but at least it's so much that sentence. So much the woman is probe warning that a small sigh of fear I because of fear I gave out. Yeah, I it maybe say it more actively in English. A sigh of fear escaped my breath, something like this. As, however, she in the middle of in English we introduce genitive of, where you just continue the description in Latin. So in the middle of a dark road, I would see, as I would see her So this is, she's writing a letter, so it's past tense. As I saw her in the dark path, her handsome form uh, and walkie parem inumbrat newspotra. And the like for voice. In the shadow, I could barely um, discern. Yeah, it's pretty much the same. I'm Sis suavam eus formam voci parem in umbra discernere. I'm a bit confused about this voci. I don't think it's passive infinitive. I think it is voice, vox, and this par can take a dative, the equal to, but that doesn't make sense. Like the equal to voice. And there's no. Of course, yes. I should have gotten this faster. So yeah, she's seeing her like physical, beautiful appearance that is the equal to her voice. Yeah, okay, that was a bit tricky. Um, but the virgin um, still, yeah, still by virtue of youth, a virgin. Fungi comperi. I Okay, I guess it's fungi with this ablative here. So I've never seen I've never seen fungi in any other context than having an office, like a public office. But I guess you can have the office of youth. Uh, but the virgin that I learned um, is still in her youth. By stature, truly tall. Uh, in the eyes, um, like black fireballs shining. And this is Emilia with her predilection for eyes instead of ease, and this with I stem words. With long hair is more uh, ablatives of characteristics. Long hair and dark. Pretty sure that's dark hair. And she smiled. Um, Salve in qui, quam comitissime poteram, quo attendis hac noctu, vultu dissimulavam me gemitasse bravique me timuisse. Hello there, I said, as friendly as I could. Um, yeah. Where are you heading this night? And in my face, or using my face, I dissimulated. Is that the word in English? Dissimuler. I know it's in French. To fake, yeah. With my face, I faked that I was stunning, um, and for a short period of time, that I was afraid. And yeah. Right. Ridere non d'assistens nescio in quid vesper serus uet, non tute scire dicere vis, italicam atque eruditissimam loquelam vetustate mira, et venustate subtili insignem exhibebat. Credemi, soror venerabilis, tandem fidei nostrae ecclesiasticaeque eruditionis exemplar haud induita, Accipere inter incolas rationis alienos, ingenios silvestris moribus incompositos, gestu et animo bestialis potram, tanta elatione nunquam ante affecta eram mihi videbar, lacrima bunda gaudi gratia. Um, so, not ceasing from laughing, I don't know, she said, where this late evening leads. But maybe you uh, might want to say, you want to say that you know. Yeah. Um, so, quella molto stata. So she's a very wise Italian lady, um, good with words, and of a marvelous beauty. Uh, yeah, Vetustas, when, old age, Vetustas. Yeah, well, I don't, yeah, she's both beautiful and maybe she's Mira as like difficult to determine, possibly. So some kind of age and Venusta's beauty, subtle. This is just Emilia spelling subtilis with PT. I don't know where that comes from, but yeah, it's a variation. And remarkable insignum exhibit what she exhibited. Yeah. Um, Vetustas could, of course, be like an honorary term, right? Antiquitas in, in Cicero is and like it's it's filled with positive connotations, like it's something. Yeah, it's just a positive term, really. So it could be kind of the same here that she has this, she's exuding all the positive attributes of, age, correctly understood. Yeah, it's probably it. Which, yeah, difficult to translate. Believe me, oh venerable sister, um, and this is the author of the letter writing to her um, friend who's also a nun. Um, however, an example, it must be example vita fidei nostrae eruditionis exemplar in vita um, right, so the verb here is far away. Um, however, an example far from unwanted uh, to accept among the dwellers of reason, some foreign dwellers of reason, um, uh, forest foresty by character and uh, miscellaneous, if that's how you pronounce that, miscellaneous in uh, habits, and bestial in uh, mannerisms and spirit. Right. So I could not. So this must be. This is of course describing this woman. It is maybe this is often like the major mistake of all storytelling, that you should you should show and not tell. So you would rather like have described why she has these descriptions rather we just serve them on the plate. But that's what this sentence is anyway. um so she is an example of someone that I would um, only far from unwilling, accept, that is to place among the foreign dwellers of the strange dwellers of reason, which is to say, it has to mean like some characteristically intellectual people, you know, that are, that this nun this nun probably identifies as somewhat intellectual person, but these people are also quite intellectual, but they're alienos, they're strange and different. Um, Silvestris is really just the same as bestialis. It's I think it means something like barbarian or wild, right? Has to be, and all these ease adjectives are plural, of course, and not genitive, accusative plural, more exactly. Um, yeah, is that? I think that's fine. Um, I believe Fidei Nostre is it's a Fidei Nostre Ecclesiasticae qua eruditionis is genitives, exemplar of the uh, erudition of or faith in church. I far from unwilling would admit as foreign dwellers. However, with all these negative traits, yeah, it's hard to make these things go together, but yeah, let's go on. And with such great elation, uh, never before had I been um, affected. Yeah, it seemed um, I seemed to be on the edge of tears, um, because of um, joy. I usually prefer to have a distinction between causa and gratia, where gratia is more like for the sake of, but here it's just used identically as causa, which is some Latin authors, I believe, did this as well. Leita igitur o eruditissima in qui feminarum serio vero loquor cum rogo quo tendas, cui ego inquit serio respondio me nescire requiroque num tescire credas o blandissima animantum. Miravar an injuriam modo accepissem necne ignorans fortessime silente gauissa, dentes enim candidi inter sanguinolenta labra fulgevant. Per exit ad hunc modum, innumerabo quae fore ut accidant, sperodum per has sordidas vias deambulo, quero udelicit cenam. Yeah, let's have take it from there. So therefore, happy. I think it's the I person talking again. Oh, wise is thy said of females, of women. Um, Truly later I speak. Serio vero loquor. As I late I speak, as I ask, where are you heading? Might be a meaning of serio here that I'm missing. Um, To which I, så då spännande med skriva. So she says, to whom I later answer that I don't know, I will demand or ask for whether you believe to know that you know, oh sweetest of living beings. Ha. So I respond. Kuya has to go with respondeo. Clearly, I don't see any other option. This is to whom I later answer that I don't know. Yeah, it makes like moderately good sense. I don't know if I should dwell anymore on this. And I wondered whether I just had received injury, whether I'd been offended or not, and just not knowing in the dark. Maybe as I was silent, um, yeah, okay, I think, yeah, this must be, I was quietly happy. I think this must be. White teeth, namely because white teeth between, yes, flashingly red lips, shone. It is shown, right? Past tense of shine. Yeah. And she continued in this manner. I will enumerate enumera quei for utakidant. This is a difficult one. So I will enumerate, I will relate, I will tell you as they come, utakidant, I hope, as I walk along these sordid roads, what I hope to become. What I hope to become. Yeah, this is also, it's very tricky syntax or like order, of course. I did understand utakidant as quite parenthetical, I believe. Yeah. Hmm. Right. Or yeah, I will tell you what I uh, hope to happen, so that it could be that this this utkidant is really just reiterating fora. Like you could really just strike this. Like I hope, um, yeah, or maybe the sense is I will relate what to become so as to uh, you know is one thing to become and then to actually transpire what I hope to become and so that they might transpire, actually happen, right? Um, but fore utakidant, I don't know. Um, they're like the terms are maybe too close semantically to be like separated like that. Right. So she will explain as they walk. I'm looking, you see, for a meal. Well, we can quite it. Um, what in on these roads she was looking for, not even by conjecture, namely, I could uh, come in touch with Tangre. I couldn't grasp what kind of, not in my wildest imagination could I conjecture how she would be looking for a meal in these roads. Yeah, right. And this is ominous because we know that the locals believe in some terrible beast roaming around, right? So it's kind of obvious in a way what's going on. And she didn't seem like a deceitful person, like a liar. In Modiutem, yeah, really, she seemed. I reckoned her with an implicit S. I reckoned her to be rich. So me, ablative. I I believe. Where's the other? Rem mente volventem. Uh, Merem mente volventem oculis extraordinem muterius donec. I think there's an M too much here. Um, I think there's an M because it's neat. It's I goes with volventa. I am turning over the matter in my mind, which seems like obviously what you want to have here, right? But then there's an M too much. So this must be ablative. Yeah, I think there's an M too much. Oculis extraordinem, and with ancient eyes beyond, what is normal. Um, no, of course, no, it's all fine. It's just, yeah. So because the subject is this other woman, right? So she is watching me turning over the matter in my mind, with and she is then watching with her ancient beyond normal eyes. Win, don't you want me cucinare with me to dine, oh lady? I asked. Makes sense. Yes, so it bothers me. It bothers me, and the reason in genitive, um, the lack of wise women in this region. So the lack of wise women bothers me in this region. So with such great um, solitude I've been languishing. I've been hurt, more literally. Yeah. So that I wanted to mendicant. It doesn't mean a beggar, right? I think the word for beggar is similar to, yeah, exactly. I was wrong the first time. Right, because the term for like the Dominican order is that they are partly uh, mendicant or something like this. They are requesting donations to keep things going. Um, mm, yes. I probably have to confess that I'm not entirely sure what's utkum. Utkum mendikakinarwellen. I would have thought it would be enough with the ut. But that is a strange thing because she did say like 2 lines ago, non videva turmendica. She didn't seem to be a beggar. But yeah. And now she's saying it's basically like a fact. Uh, but she sabis quid inquit. Attila sapis quidem inquit, sed hac nocte non tecum mihi negotiumst, alicubi quaeram, sed tamen non tantum cibus quaerendust, eruditarum sodalicium e qua disidro. Si crastino inquit, vespere castellum Leoni Parmense quod quondam ditissimo omnium mea subactum, est gente Leoni Parmarum, in quibus animam ducens numeror ultima, iam invitata, visitare in animo haberis, per grata reciperis, cena parate eridocta virgine digna. And she, you know, for you really know, she said, sapis, is being wise to something, being wise about something. But this night, not with you is my business. I don't have business with you. Somewhere else, I am. I should look. But not only is food to be looked for, the yeah, friendship with wise erudite women equally I desire. If tomorrow, she said, in the evening, the Leoni Parmensian castle that once Ditissimo must go to quod castellum, right? Omnium mea subactum est gente. And of all my people, like my family going back, right, so omnium Leoni Parmarum, subactum est mea gente. Animam ducens. So what she's saying, is a very long sentence. So I think she's saying that animam ducens numeror ultima. I am the last animam ducens alive. of my gens, my people, my race, or different terms, but it's kind of like a lineage. And Subactum has been laid under the hand. Um, I do think so. It's quod quondam ditissimum, which thing the most like pricey. The castle is like the most pricey of all the Leoniparmensians, uh, having been laid under the hand, like having been taken into acquisition in ownership by my people, among whom I am the last. I am counted the last survivor. Um, I don't know, like Latin is of course difficult sometimes, but I don't know if I think this could have been clearer, like, formulated in a more clear way, possibly. Anyway, in Anua Babies, now um, now you intend to come visit, invited, and per gratare Kipieris. I think it's to arrive. Uh, you will arrive with um, per grata. I'll be happy to see you. Is the sense of it, right? And a prepared meal there will be, worthy of a erudite virgin. Yeah. Yeah. Aliquae in ore subtilitas mi facle persuasisset nisi ante quoque dominicina et amicitia haud invita delectari cupissem, ego statim tua gratia domina felix spesero. And aliquae in ore subtilitas, so some subtlety, yeah, so some subtlety from the mouth, and persuasis it with dative object, so easily. So subtlety in the mouth obviously is facundia, good rhetoric. Yeah, she was doing well with words, this mysterious ancient-like woman, and convinced me easily. Nisi ante quoque lest before as well, what's going on here? Nisi ante quoque dominicina et amicitia haud invita delectari cupissem. Lest I had, it seems like counterfactual, lest ante quoque dominicina et amicitia haud invita. Yeah, so lest before as well. I've never seen this ante quoque before. So the meal and the friendship, far from unwanted, of the lady, Um, I had not wanted. I would not have wanted. Apologies. Yes. So some subtlety of the mouth had easily um, had easily um, um, convinced me lest I had um, lest I had also before um, yearned to take pleasure in a far from unwanted friendship and dinner of a lady. I mean, it seems to me that it should have been a non here. Alique, so some subtlety of the mouth, of the tongue, rather, in English. So some subtlety of the tongue, non persuasive, had not persuaded me, lest. So I, I can only see that there's a non missing here. Yeah, ergo statim, and therefore immediately on your yeah, if so you're willing is the meaning. Tua gratiam. If so you're willing, lady, your happy guest I will be. Um, Videbatur heic ei satisfacere nam laeta ridens optimi inquit facies per exit hunc in modum, sed quidais fessa videris et ego quoque languesco, utrique aviundum genatum uti bonar valetudine in crastinum mutamur. And these things seem to make her happy, satisfy, right? Satisfacere with the dative a, for she was laughing happily. Um, Great, she said. You should, fuck yes. Um, and she continued in this way. Uh, but what do you say? Um, Tired you seem. Um, and I as well languish. I'm my powers are waning, I think is the meaning. For both, it's necessary to go and eat, um, so that at least we may have good health, like be in good shape till tomorrow, right? Utamur valitudine, yeah, enjoy, really. I think we should say enjoy good shape, good form. Eam valedicta relinquens anima duerti me constantem intuentem et penitus tremere coeti, quidam horror occultus me per noctem, edentem oscitantem dormientem sequebatur. And valedicta is, valedicere is to, command someone to be well, I to say ciao, which is because it's both hello, like initial greeting, and exital greeting, right? So in this context, it would have to be to say bye, right? Valedicta. Having said goodbye and leaving, I so having said goodbye and leaving, I had made her aware me constantem intuentem yeah. Valedicta relinquens. I believe animed verti is it could be either passive infinitive or first person perfect, I believe. And on the inside, deeply on the inside, I started to fear. But I'm wondering about who's doing what here. Who's Emma has to be the lady, right? And that should be I then, right? Having said goodbye and leaving, and then it would fit that this is first person perfect. Exactly, yeah. There are this is the difficult part. As with the last one that was difficult, it was, you know, realizing that um, there is an accusative that has an accusative object, and this is, you know, this is quite foreign. It's difficult. So it is correct. It's I, having said goodbye, leaving. I became aware of her intuentan looking at me. Constant. So this goes together, and then at me. Here is the object. Yeah. And this is of course confusing because am, you know, is feminine, and this person here is also feminine. So there's no gender that helps us distinguish these two different agents in the same case. No, we were just using the semantical capacities, really, to figure these things out. You know, but reading a lot, of course, is the only cure. And some kind of horror covered me throughout the night. Um, uh, uh, um, and yeah, followed, right? But what are these? What do these? Uh, I suppose, yeah, it would have to go with me, right? She's is what the horror is about. Me edenten, me eating, kissing, and sleeping. Yeah. Okay, we're making progress. If my voice, I will just go till my voice breaks. Yeah. Post rodie ubi primum experecta eram habitum nocturnum immutauram homo quidam quem non noram ecclesiam pallore et rufa Caesarie insignis manibus gestiens et clara voce diemenst intraurat in hunc modum lacrimosus clamitans mortus est mortus rogatus quis mortus esset respondit fratrem suum mortuum noctu, qui nomen Albertus, qui ego Albertum, in cui heri vespertino colloquio cognoscebam, celeriter nisi multi assint Alberti adieci. So, on the following day, as soon as I had gotten up, habitum quae nocturnum, and I changed out my nightly gown, my night gown. Some man whom I didn't know, so I think that's an allative accusative. Manus Christians, ecclesiam. Yeah, there it is. Intraurat entered the church with pallor red Caesaria. I think that was some kind of hairstyle. Rufa Caesaria. No, or was it beard? I don't. I thought it was a weird change, a weird choice of word. Yeah. Let's say, yeah, dark beautiful here. Yeah, Rufa. I don't dark reddish here. I'm not quite sure what Emilio has been thinking on this one. I feel like there's a very specific context for the origin of this word Caesarea. Um, but anyway, um, with remarkable hands gesticulating and with a sharp voice, Clara Woke, uh, wailing, yeah, he entered. And in this manner, um, full of tears, he was, um, yeah, wailing more, Clamitons, shouting, he's dead, and asked, who is dead? He answered that his brother is dead during the night, whose name is, for whom name is Albertus. To whom I said, Albertus, um, just yesterday evening, I cognoscevam colloquial must mean I met, I interacted with in a conversation. Quickly, nisi multi asint alberti. Nisi multi asint alberti. Yeah, less there are many Albert people named, less there are many people in town by the name Albertus. Yeah, I added. I think that's kind of where my voice starts to feel a bit shaky. So that is page 5. Okay, so more than a page done. 2 pages, I think, done this time. Okay, Valeta, and I'm looking forward to the end. Yeah.